I think civilization has come to many crossroads, but I would definitely say that we are at a crossroads. I'm Jane Williams, Executive Director of California Communities Against Toxics, which is a statewide network of environmental justice organizations in California that work on every conceivable form of pollution, including pesticide drift, air pollution, water pollution, and contaminated sites. Environmental justice is the disproportionate impact of pollution on communities of color and the rural poor. This concentration of pollution then bears its own health burden. A conversation about pollution isn't complete and isn't thoughtful unless it includes a conversation about disproportionate impacts on poor children especially. In one of the communities I worked in, it became very apparent that there was some contaminant that was causing a number of acute lymphocytic leukemia cancers. And instead of waiting for, quote unquote, a statistically significant number of children to die, the community started to look for pathways of exposure. And they found out one of the wells that the community was using had been contaminated with dry cleaning fluids. Since that community has made those interventions, the rate of childhood leukemia has declined. I can tell you there's nothing more heart-wrenching than dealing with a community that calls me and wants me to help them investigate a childhood cancer cluster. It brings all the feelings that you have about the safety of your own children. So we're really trying to change the paradigm for disease cluster investigation to look at exposures first. Was your school built on a contaminated site? Was your housing tract built on an old industrial site? We've actually formed a new organization called the National Disease Cluster Alliance to give support, both emotional support, social support, financial support, and scientific support to communities that are engaging in these investigations. Wind power. It's one of the answers for the future. We need to embrace technological change in our society. We face a threat from global climate change that really is devastating. But what scientists tell us about global warming is that we need to get real reductions soon, quickly. Every human being, whether they have children, whether they have someone they love, whether they have a family, can get in touch with that place inside themselves that says, I won't put myself first. I'll look at what the next generation is inheriting. I'll look at how my decisions today are affecting future generations. When we're holding our children in our arms, we're touching that future. We're touching that vision, and we can gain the strength and the inspiration that we need to place ourselves in that new future.